The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Law number 32. Play to people's fantasies. The truth is often avoided because it is ugly and unpleasant. Never appeal to truth and reality unless you are prepared for the anger that comes from disenchantment. Life is so harsh and distressing that people who can manufacture romance or conjure up fantasy are like oases in the desert. Everyone flocks them. There is great power in tapping into the fantasies of the masses. Such is the power of the fantasies that take root in us, especially in times of scarcity and decline. People rarely believe that their problems arise from their own misdeeds and stupidity. Someone or something out there is to blame. The other, the world, the gods, and so salvation comes from the outside as well. To gain power, you must be a source of pleasure for those around you, and pleasure comes from playing to people's fantasies. Never promise a gradual improvement through hard work. Rather, promise the moon, the great and sudden transformation, the pot of gold, aka the lose 16 pounds in a week diet, the 6-minute abs, the 4-hour work week, become a millionaire overnight, and the congratulations, you're our millionth visitor, you won an iPad pop-up. It appeals to us so much because the marketers behind these know our fantasies too well. No disrespect to Tim Ferriss, I love this guy, I will certainly take on his books as well. Anyways. 1570, Venice lost the valuable island Cyprus to the Turks. Once one of the wealthiest of places, Venice found itself in poverty. Thinking of ways to turn the economy around, Venice got notice of a man called Il Brigadino, an alchemist who could turn worthless objects into gold with a secret substance. This man would be the solution. He was invited to reside in Venice at the expense of the state's treasures. Il Brigadino would have gold coins clinking in his hands, accompanied by 2 dogs at all times. His palace the state provided would have golden plates, golden watches, buttons, and whatnot. Everyone was pleased to see this magical man in their neighborhood. They would buy coal and books on alchemy, learning how to do it themselves, would not be concerned about the practice. Il Brigadino himself. The state became impatient, some advising not to push him over the edge. So Il Brigadino gave a demonstration, creating gold dust out of a mineral in his hands for everyone to see. After a while the doubts grew and Il Brigadino explained he could double all the gold right away, but if they waited for 7 years the gold would multiply many times more. A part of the city formed an angry mob, choosing not to believe this sorcery anymore. Il Brigadino stated they had betrayed him and left Venice, continuing his deception in different areas, living like a noble prince. What the people had not noticed, of course, was the little tube of glass he had hidden in his sleeve that poured the gold dust. His image, his actions, his bold appearance, the fact that he was wanted by other states had set Il Brigadino's reputation as a true alchemist in stone. People wanted to believe so badly they threw away all rational thought and like little children believed in the tooth fairy, preferring not to see the truth behind this charlatan-like figure. Here's my perspective. Ironically, Il Brigadino, or by his real name Cypriot Mamugna, did know how to turn something into gold. Though the gold would only be for himself, and the ingredients were not objects that you can touch with your hands, but people's fantasies and beliefs. Does that make him any less of an alchemist? What is there more profitable than a person's wishes, dreams and fantasies paired with strong belief? Once we choose to believe something, we will stick with it, because we rationalize our actions. Not to do so would be like betraying our own judgment, and if we cannot rely on our past decisions, that would mean confronting the sad and ugly truth. It would be too painful to admit we have been fooled, we have made bad, wrong, poor decisions. We followed a cause led by a fraud who took our money. It's too much of a shame. Sadly, this behavior, this utter denial and justification of our wrongdoings, sticks with so many people for their entire lives. Once we choose to pursue our career ladder by traditional means in slavery, the chain around our neck being a tie, we come to despise everything else. We cannot believe in entrepreneurialism being real, being an option, because if it was, we'd get our hopes up, and we're afraid. Very afraid of that. With each year that goes by, we reinforce these ideas. Every time we choose safety, we reinforce fear. That is it for this law. Be sure to check out part 2, Reality versus Fantasy, and as always, thanks for watching.